Come on up here. Right, now sit down. Sit down. Sit down. That's a good boy. Getting over this chest infection. Yeah, no, just taking things a bit easier, just trying to feel a bit better. Sometimes I find it quite hard, but I'm kind of welcoming it this year because it's a bit of a natural time in the season with the Olympics, and there's not a lot on, so yeah, just trying to tick over so I can get back into things, like harder stuff quicker. I watched the women's 8. I felt a bit, it's weird because I think when the 10k trial was on, I decided after a bit of thought that I would just go with triathlon, and it did seem quite like tempting to do it after running so fast over 5k, and like 10k is my favourite event out of the two, so yeah, it was just like such a coincidence that the 10k trial and the Leeds WTS were on the same weekend, so yeah, I had to make a call on that, even though the Olympic selection for the triathlon wasn't, it was picked 2 years ago. So that wasn't an option. So I just, I felt like I just needed to make a decision for like long term. Paris is in 3 years' time, and by going to the Olympics this year, on the track, how is that going to help my triathlon? It's not really. I don't really have anything to prove in terms of how fast I can run. It'd be nice to see how fast I can run, but I don't need to prove it. So I just was like, well, I need to get as much experience and as many learning experiences under my belt ahead of Paris. So, if I didn't do Leeds, then I'm missing out there, and then I'd have a block when the Olympics was on where I would miss out on triathlons, and that would maybe even affect after, so I wouldn't actually have a season. So I thought, well, just bite the bullet and don't do it.
It's a hard decision to make.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Because it's obviously cool to go to the Olympics, and it'd be cool to make my second team and stuff, but yeah, and I think I could have done it. Yeah, I don't doubt that I could have run the time and finished in the top 2 at the trial in 10k. That was very achievable, but yeah, I had to make a choice, and I chose Leeds. So I think it's just made me more motivated, to be honest. It was hard, and I think if the Olympics were last year, then yeah, I maybe wasn't ready, but I think there's a couple of people that are in a similar situation that, you had an extra year, and for me that was massive. That's a lot of time to improve. People who are injured, it's a lot of time to get better from that injury, so a bit of a hard pill to swallow, and it would have been nice to have made the team and try and get an experience on the big stage, and I've got plenty of them already, but you put in so much hard work, and yeah, it is a harsh reality that only 3 people per event get picked, and not everyone is going to make it. For example, in the athletics, the women's 8, there was just so many good athletes, and some of them are going to miss out, and I'm sure a lot of athletes' goals from being a very young age, and it doesn't define you. Like, being an Olympian doesn't define you, because not everyone who goes to the Olympics is going to win a medal. I feel like I've got unfinished business at the Olympics, and I want to go back. For anything, I've got my next big one is in the middle of August, so I've got plenty of time, and I think this might just be a bit of a blessing in disguise. I've had a bit of time to back off and maybe just get a bit more of an aerobic base and chill out a bit, and maybe just freshen up, take a bit of time out to see friends or see my sister that I've not seen in a while, and just do like semi-normal things with with the COVID restrictions easing a little bit. So yeah, I think it's quite good, and then I can reset and go again. I think at the time it's always hard, like, because you always think, oh, I'm going to lose fitness, but in reality you're not really going to, you've got months of it in the bank from the winter. I'd actually done the really sensible thing when I initially got ill, and I was like, right, I'm going to stay away from training, I'll take a couple of days completely off. And so I did that, and I felt like I was being really sensible, and I was, but I maybe just needed a couple more days of that, and then not to. And I did ease myself back in, but I probably needed just a couple more days.